What up, y'all? It's C Leach, your boy, back and at it with another definition of active episode here for you. AZ Way Too Active is in the house. Mi Vida Letras is in the motherfucking house. I got my man, Tattoo Beez.
Yeah.
Killer Beez in the
What's going on,
motherfucking house. Good to
Thanks
have
for
you,
having
brother.
me.
How are you?
Good, bro. Doing good. Appreciate you
Hell
having me
yeah,
here.
hell yeah. Just welcomed yourself into the world of being a father.
I know. It's crazy. It doesn't even feel real yet.
How many days ago now?
It was a week,
A week?
yesterday.
A week yesterday.
Yeah. So, barely stepped my foot in. You know
Hell
what I mean? Learning how to get, adjusting to the sleep schedule and shit.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. You been tattooing this week still?
I took a little bit of time off, like ahead of time. I already planned it
Yeah.
ahead of time that I was going to take a little bit of time off just so I can be home more and get on a schedule before I jump back into work,
Yeah.
Be
Hell
there
yeah.
every day and shit, yeah.
Hell yeah. So, for people that don't know who you are or what you do, tell me a little bit about why people should give a fuck about who you are.
Why people shit.
Yeah, what do you do?
Shit, I tattoo. That's pretty much it, man. I've been tattooing for about like 10 years or so, like fresh out of high school. Towards the end of my senior year, just started tattooing, fucking all the homies up and shit.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm from Mesa, born and raised. I work
Arizona?
out of,
Yes,
I work
sir.
out of Phoenix at Mi Vida Letras.
Yeah.
Shout out all the homies there. Yeah.
Yep, we just had Paul here a little bit ago.
Shit.
Man, he had some good shit to say about you too. That shit was funny. I'll wait for you to see that.
Hell yeah, that's dope.
But
That's dope,
I mean, Paul's how I know you.
Mm.
I was even talking to him about the M on your hand. I was
Oh,
telling
yeah?
him because we were talking about when he first started, like really, kind of like let his lettering shine,
Yeah.
like really starting to put that out there. And
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I remember Beez's hand the first time I saw that. I was like, yo, this Paulful is
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
I was
for
like,
real.
this shit is different. But
That was
bro,
that was the first one that he did on me too. Yeah,
was it?
yeah. This was back when he used to charge me. You know what I mean?
Back in the fucking day and shit.
Yep.
So man, like, what got you into tattooing? What made you decide that you wanted to like really make a business of it and like really make that your life and your profession?
I mean, it started off when I was like super young, bro. I was always into art and stuff like that. And I remember, I spoke about this before, but I was like, remember the Lowrider art magazines?
Oh, yeah.
That they used to have where people can like submit their drawings and stuff like
yeah.
that. There used to be like when I used to live in this neighborhood, there used to be a Circle K right there in the corner, and I remember like all the time I'd go in there and try to jack them and shit. And I started drawing, like trying to copy all the drawings.
I
out
used
of
to
those.
always steal XXL magazines because I wanted to rap.
Yeah, that's, you know what I mean? So, like, went hand in hand, So, I mean, I was always into art, just kind of fucking around. And then I remember my stepdad and my brothers used to have this dude come over to our house and to tattoo them. And he would tattoo them right there on the kitchen table. And he would be like, oh, you can have this. And it'd be like the stencil and stuff to their tattooing.
Nice.
That was kind of like my first introduction to, like, somewhat tattooing. And then from there, and then I found out my dad used to be a tattooer back in the day. And then once I started, like, my mom caught me a machine off Amazon, and fucking once I got my hands on that, it was like game over. Like,
Yeah.
that was it. I forgot about everything else, just stop fucking around.
Did you practice on yourself?
I did a little bit on my thighs and
Everybody
stuff.
starts on the thigh, huh?
Because it's like the
You can
easiest
actually
place to
see it and
yeah,
shit?
it's the easiest place to reach. And so, yeah, but I mean, I always had down ass homies.
Yeah. You're
So,
like,
like,
let me blast you.
yeah.
fool.
And it looked
Alright.
sick back then, but but if it wasn't for them, I definitely wouldn't be here. So
That's crazy. Did you draw a lot before like you got into tattooing, or was it like tattooing was there first?
no, I was always into art. So since I was like, I remember being in like 4th grade, and I used to draw those little Southside S's back in the day. The ones, I used to draw those all over my notebooks, and so I mean, I've always been into art before that. Never really knew of tattooing until way later, once my stepdad and all them. But yeah, once I got my hands on it, that was it.
What was the moment where you realized like, damn, I could make some money off this shit?
I mean, there wasn't really necessarily like a point, just because I was doing it
Is
fresh
that
out
kind
of
of a
high
thing
school.
with that where it's like you always know you can, like, even from the rip, you're like, I can make money with this?
Yeah, but to me, from the jump, it was always about just the art.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It wasn't until like way later in life to where I actually had to like start paying bills and shit, to where I was like, all right, I gotta take this shit more serious. I gotta like hold myself more accountable and be on like a better, like schedule and stuff like that. So
start learning the disciplines and shit.
yeah, exactly, and start really getting into the actual like industry of it. Because before I was just tattooing, making little scraps here and there, but I didn't care. As long as I was tattooing, it didn't really matter. So
yeah, once nobody's paying the bills though, you're like, all right,
yeah, exactly.
this is what I know how to do, so I need to start doing this for real.
Yeah, and then especially like people around me too. It was hard to get them to understand like how much I was trying to invest into it. So once they started seeing I can make a living off of it, they were like, "Oh shit! Like you can actually do that," So
I think it's hard. Most people can't draw.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like most people cannot draw.
yeah,
I can't imagine that like people can look at that like your parents or something and like be like, oh yeah, you could just draw for the rest of your life.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like unless they get it right, unless they can do it too. Like if you're a painter because your mom's a painter, your mom's gonna foster that because it's like, no, that's what I do with my life. I know you can do that.
yeah.
But it's like that probably was that. Do you think it was like hard for them to people around you to like really grasp it? Like you're gonna do this with your whole life?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just because they couldn't see what I see, they didn't see the vision like how I seen it, and that's why you really got to kind of prove it to them for them to really get an understanding. It's like, all right, you can actually do this, like I can accomplish anything I want just with my hands, So it's like you really got to prove it to them for them to understand. So I did have a lot of people like that, but I did have a lot of support and people in my corner at the same time too. So yeah.
When you like really started tattooing, how long was it before you like actually got into a shop?
Shit, bro, like 3 months.
That's it.
Yeah, bro.
Holy shit.
I was tripping out. I'm like, damn, how does this dude even let me in this building? Like, I was fucking shit up. But like, I knew a homie that was in like a little kind of like studio, and so that was kind of like my foot in there. Like, I guess I got myself good enough to a point where I was like decent to be in a spot.
Yeah, where it was like, all right, he's got potential, we'll let him in.
Yeah, and then it just went from there.
Apprentice and shit.
Yeah, no, actually just full blown. Yeah, they just tossed me in the water, bro, and swim. And I was like, sorry.
They said we got walk-ins here. Yeah, knock this shit out.
Yeah, so I never did like an apprenticeship or nothing, and I feel like that's why it took me so long to kind of get to where I'm at.
Okay.
But I wouldn't change any of it for sure.
So you're like all self-taught and shit.
Yeah, self-taught, 100%. Other than like obviously, like people around me, you know what I mean? Like, I take little bits from them. They show me what's up here and there, but for the most part, like...
You didn't really have anybody that was like, come on.
Yeah,
I'm going to show you how to tattoo.
Nah. It was like, I figured it out, and I got to a good enough point to where I was doing decent, and then I would just take little bits here and there for my homies and stuff like that, and then just started investing more, and the more, I put into it, the more I got out of it, so it just went from there,
Is lettering your favorite to do too?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Your work is crazy, bro. Like
Thanks,
it's so fucking bold. Like
appreciate it, bro.
Like your black is black.
Thanks,
you know
bro.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I want to stand out, So
yeah, like it's crazy tough, man. Like I'll see some of the posts that you have where it's like a client that's coming back, and it's like a picture of that day, and it's like this shit looks like you just did it yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, really fucking good work, man.
Thanks,
I know
bro.
you've gotten some. I feel like y'all have had some pretty high profile clients come through the shop before too. Like, didn't you tat Rich Hill?
Yeah, I tatted him at the studio actually.
Okay.
At the Salt. I think it's Salt Mine Studio.
Salt Mine over in Mesa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a crazy experience.
How did that even like come to be? Like, what was the connection on that to where it was like, yeah, my homie Beez, you should let him fucking.
Well, I actually
you up tonight.
Yeah, it was like through me. It was like all through me. Okay. So like, it's crazy because like I always been a fan of his music like before I even tattooed. Like I always back in the day like and so I remember like a long time ago I would draw like La Mosa Nostra on a paper and I sent it to him and I was like, hey, check it out, I hope you like it. That shit was whack as fuck. You know what I mean? but I sent it to him and I was like, hey, I made this for you, and like 3 years later I was like, hey, what's up, bro? Like I'm a huge fan. You know what I mean? Just you never know. So
yeah. And throw that line out there.
Yeah, and then I remember seeing like he was going on his first tour, and I was like, oh shit, I've never seen him go on tour. And then I looked, and one of the stops was Phoenix AZ, so I was like, let me just shoot him a message again, like, and I sent him a message, and I figured I didn't think he would get back to me, so you know, everyone's busy. He's pretty big, so.
Yeah, you never know who's even in charge of people's social profiles.
Yeah, exactly. So I just shot him a message, not even really thinking nothing of it. And then one day I'm at the gym and I just like, I get a fucking message on Instagram and I look at it and it was like Rich Hill. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it just blew my mind. I left the gym right then and there. And then he just hit me up and he was like, yo, bro, like, I'm down as fuck to get tattooed. Like, your work's dope, this and that. And yeah, and then so we just literally, he gave me his phone number and me and him just kept in contact all the way up until his concert. And then went to his concert. He like put me on the VIP list and shit. Me and my homie went to his concert, and then after the show, he's like, "Hey, where you at?" And I was like, "I left, bro. You know, like,
yeah, the show's over."
Yeah, like people are meeting and greeting. You know what I mean? And I'll see you tomorrow if anything. You know? He's like, "Nah, come to the studio."
Nice.
So me and my homie went and pulled up over there and kicked it to like 7 in the morning, bro. And then came back the next day, and I tattooed him for like 3 days.
At the studio
At the studio the whole time, bro.
Holy shit.
So I tattooed like him, then the next day I tattooed his girlfriend, and then the next day I tattooed his other homie.
Damn.
Yeah, it was such a crazy experience.
Yeah.
It was in the same booth that Lil Wayne made Lollipop in.
Yeah.
So I sat on my massage. Yeah, I sat on my massage table right there, and I was just like, "This is crazy."
I'm tattooing in this room.
Yeah, but yeah, and it hasn't dropped too either. But he threw me in a song too.
Hey,
yeah, bro.
What?
Yeah, bro. So yeah, he gave me a shout out in the song. It was sick.
That's fucking fire,
yeah, bro. It was a crazy experience.
What the hell?
So yeah, me and him still keep in contact to this day. Yeah, like we're cool.
Man, man, that just reminds me so much. You know my homie Neil that you've tattooed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he did the same thing with Caskey and ended up cutting Caskey's hair.
Sick. That's hard.
Like he was in town. He was like, "Hey, you need a haircut?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Pull up."
Yeah, you never know.
Cut
That's
him at
what
the
I'm
show
saying.
and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This fool got out of the barber chair and went right on stage.
That's sick. Yeah, I tattooed Neil like a long time ago. Like I think when we first opened the shop, did like a praying hands on the side of his neck.
Yeah, because he saw me fucking with y'all and Paul all the time, so he was like, "I'm gonna go check it out."
Yeah.
Now he's like, "I don't want to go anywhere else."
Yeah, that's hard.
I don't want to go anywhere else. I tell everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care what tattoo you need. Go over to me, Vida Letras.
For real.
Paul, hit up Beez, hit up any one of the guys over there. They got you.
Mm-hmm.
How far out are you booked in advance right now?
Or
did you kind of let your schedule kind of get a little light because the baby was coming?
Yeah, so I mean, I usually book out like 2 months, but since my baby was here, I kind of took majority of this month off.
Yeah.
So everybody that hit me up, I was like, let me get June, you know. So
I
right
remember
now,
like a year ago, 2 years ago, you were like 4 or 5 months out.
Yeah. But now it's kind of cool, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like it has the pros and cons for being booked out that far. So I try to stay a little bit shorter. You know? Yeah. So I don't know what I'm doing like 6 months from now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like that feeling.
That's a little too much.
Yeah, that's too much. That's like, that's too much. Like, what if I want to do shit? You know what I mean? What if something comes up? You know, or
So I kind of had him touched on it earlier when we were talking, but like I'd love to hear it from your perspective and your point of view. Like, tell me about the time when you and Paul like first linked, when you guys first met.
Oh, that was actually a big turnaround in my life, to be honest. And I used to work at this other shop in Mesa. I'm not gonna say the name of it, but I remember I went to a body art expo. It was the first time I ever went to the body art expo in Phoenix, and I only went the one day, so on Sunday. I only went that one day, and I remember seeing like Paul walking by with his wife, and I want to say his daughter was like just born, and he was like, "Oh man, these are sick!" Like I had like little canvases that I made, like little black canvases, and they had like some dark little lettering on it or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, these are sick! Like this is tight!" Like he was like, "You're the only dude I've seen here that has lettering and shit." And I was like, "Oh, for real?" I already knew of him, you know what I mean, because he was already pretty big back then, and so he copped one of the canvases off me. He bought a little canvas.
Nice. And
then we were cool from there. And then I want to say like a few months goes by, and this girl that I was working with at that shop, she left to go to this other shop in Tempe, Next Level Studio with Manuel, and Paul worked there. So she left to go work there, and me and her were still cool, and I was like, fuck, it sucks here, you know, like, fuck, like, I was getting done dirty, so I was like, like asked him if I can go over there. You know, like I want to go over there. And so she told the owner, and he was like, "All right, pull up." So I went over there, and he was like, "All right, you gotta do these 3 tattoos. You know, like on the like an interview type thing, but with the tattoo." And so I went over there, did the tattoo, and he hired me after the first day. After the first tattoo I did, it was crazy because I feel like I don't know how the fuck I did that shit. Like I pulled that shit out of my ass. Like how the fucking it was just the best tattoo I ever done, and it got me the spot there. And Paul worked there, so instantly me and Paul just clicked because we both do lettering and stuff, and it wasn't like that. Paul helped me out a lot. You know, like once I linked up with Paul, like everything changed. Like my whole perspective on it, everything, like, and I knew from right there, like, I want to be good at lettering, like, I want to be the best at it, you know, like, so I just, like, made a pact with myself, like, hey, you better be good or just don't do that shit at all, you know, so.
For real. Better kill this shit or else don't even get out of bed for it.
Yeah, exactly, so that's right, that's, like, when I really linked with Paul was at that shop, and I want to say we were with each other for probably, like, a year or something like that, and we just got super tight, and started plotting and planning and other shit, you know. So yeah, that's when I met Paul.
Oh yeah. You guys have tattooed a lot of people in the music industry in Arizona too. Like, you guys have a lot of clients.
Yeah,
it's like just in the music industry out here. This shit be tripping me out every time I see somebody else over there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's definitely crazy.
I'm like, I was the first.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy, but that's what we wanted to do, you know. Like,
I love it, man, because like y'all really like. It's, I don't know, I haven't been to every shop, right? I haven't been all around the world tattoo shops, but I know for a fact that there's an energy at that shop that is not at other places.
Yeah.
Because, like, you go in there and it's like a whole different world.
Yeah. And
it's like, everybody, whoa, what up? Like, we're all, you know, you guys are all in there being crazy. If I'm there, it's a whole nother level of fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
always a good time.
Yeah, and it's always like, you guys are saying what's up to people walking by, like, interacting with people in the neighborhood, engaging with people and shit. And it's like, I think that really, like, speaks on your guys' passion for the art and just for wanting to represent. You know what I mean?
And I feel like we all get along so well, too. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
crazy.
We're like a family, you know? So.
Yeah. I'm always like, I feel like y'all have known each other since you were babies and shit.
For real.
You know what I mean?
That's how it feels. Yeah.
Like, I remember being like, how long have you known this guy Beez? He's like, new.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, literally.
I'm like, where do you find these people? And it's like, I think that real shit just gravitates towards more real stuff. Like, eventually it's just like, you're going to just find those people that think like you, that move like you, that want to do the same things as you. And
exactly.
When they really have the vision like you, you can build something that's huge.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're all chasing the same goal, you know what I mean? We're all doing essentially like the same kind of thing. So it's like we help each other, you know? We want each other to get better and just, you know, keep going. And so, yeah.
Do you ever take on any apprentices?
I actually just recently did for the first time. Yeah, I have my homie Checo, and then my girl's cousin Destiny. So they're my homie Checo. I met him through tattooing, so he was my client at first.
Okay.
And he was just always fucking with us, showing love, like copping, you know, merch, just always there at the events, and super good dude, you know. And so, and he's really good at lettering too. And so I seen it in him, you know, I was like, dude, you have to tattoo, bro, like, you know what I mean? And so brought him in. He's been great ever since, bro.
So what does that look like for you to be, like, what is that even called? If, like, what are
like
you,
a
like,
mentor?
His mentor, his elder.
His elder, yeah. I'll say mentor, yeah.
Yeah. His master, his Jedi master, yeah. Like, what's that like for you? Like, how do you approach that?
I mean, honestly, like, just trying to show him, like, the right way to do everything, you know what I mean? As far as, like, cleanliness, like talking to clients, you know, approaching tattoos, just kind of showing him everything the way I do it. That way, you know, he's starting from scratch, so he's just soaking everything up like a sponge, you know. So from there, I'll just give him all the knowledge that I know, and then from there, he can just kind of do what he wants with it, you know what I mean? At least it points him in that direction, so.
Because aside from that, he's just watching you, right?
Yeah, like at first.
Watching you work.
Yeah, but then it's like, you know, he's right there. He's like, oh, how do you do this? Or how do you do this? And, like, you know, I'll show him and stuff. And so, Yeah, he's a really good dude. He's really dope at who he does, and I see him doing really, really good things. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Shout out Checo.
yeah, Chico.
That's fucking dope. And then who else you say? Destiny.
Yeah, that's him. So it's my girl's cousin. Yeah, she tattooed already for like a little while, and now I'm part of the family. So I was like, hey, we gotta do it the right way.
Mm.
So I'm just trying to point her in that direction too. Down the right path, so she doesn't do all the bullshit and fuck up like how I did when I was learning. Cause I didn't have nobody to show me shit. So yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask, like, cause I was gonna say I've never seen you with an apprentice. So I was gonna say, do you think that's because you didn't have a mentor really, that you've never really been like big on it, and now you're kind of like getting in daddy mode. So now you're like, all right, I need some kids.
I mean, yes, I would say yes and no. Like, I feel like if you do have those right people in your life to show you the ropes and point you in the right direction, you'll have. I feel like it makes it easier for you. You know what I mean? You don't have to go through all the bullshit like if you don't have to. So it wasn't until like I waited. I feel like I waited till like the right moment to where I was like, all right, I'll take on someone and show them and shit. You know what I mean? Because for a while, I was just doing my own thing. Tattoo, bounce, doing whatever. But yeah, and then I felt like it was the right person too. Like it was the right. I waited till the right moment because there's been plenty of times where people message me like, "Hey, I want to get an apprenticeship. I want to do this and that." But
yeah, they see you popping and shit. Of course they do.
but it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I felt like it was right with these individuals. It was crazy how it worked out.
Was Checo first or Destiny?
Checo first.
Did he approach you? You approach him, or was it just kind of a?
It was kind of like a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was always around. You know what I mean? He was always around showing love. On Instagram, he's doing lettering. He's posting. He works a regular job too. And he takes care of his family and shit. And so, I already know he's been busy. And then it wasn't until like I made a post or something saying that I was looking for one, and he messaged me, and I was like, no brainer. Like, hop in. Like, I'm not even gonna question that. So it's crazy how it worked out, but it worked out for the best.
That's fire. How do you like it? How do you like being a mentor?
It's cool. Yeah. I mean, it's dope because I just feel like I can show people what I know, and then see what they do with it, or it's cool as fuck. It's dope, And then I started teaching seminars recently too. So I did my first seminar on was it the 31st?
Where at?
At the shop. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I did. I had like 15 people in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
live tattoos.
I didn't do one on the spot because it was crazy how it worked out. Like I was supposed to do a live tattoo, but like 10 minutes before my seminar started, my girl was like, "Hey, I'm on the way to the hospital.
Oh shit!
Like we're gonna have the baby today. Like, but don't worry." And I'm like, "What? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean?"
Yeah, what do you mean? Don't worry.
Yeah. So I was like, before the class started, I was like, "Hey, there's gonna be a slight change of plans, everybody. Like my girl called me, she's on the way to the hospital. Like we're still gonna do the seminar, but we're gonna set it up a little bit differently."
Were you gonna tattoo her?
No, I was gonna tattoo her. I was gonna tattoo. So everyone that bought like a seat in the seminar, I was just gonna kind of do like a pick from the hat thing.
Okay.
From whoever went there, and they were gonna get a free tat.
Oh, nice.
But I still did that, you know what I mean? But we changed it up a little bit because obviously I had that kind of thrown in the mix.
Yeah,
a
kind
little
of had to shorten it up a little bit.
Yeah, so now I chose the winner there already, and we're setting it up to where I can do like I made a group chat of everyone.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do it like a live video with everyone in the group chat, so they still get that experience,
Is this something you're gonna start doing regularly?
I mean, maybe just a few times, Like I actually have another one that I'm setting up for September. So yeah, after that I'll probably chill for a little while and shit, kind of.
What's going on in the seminar? Are you like teaching people about like the fundamentals of tattooing, things like that?
More or less just lettering.
Okay.
So it's like a lettering seminar, It was crazy because I had, a dude come from Canada. I had a few people from Cali, Washington, Colorado, Texas, and then a few people from here local. So
damn,
it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. Like the response that I got back from it, and then so I'm just pretty much teaching people how I do lettering and how I approach it, and as far as freehanding and how I go about doing it, and so like just kind of teaching them like what I know about it, and seeing if it sparks anything in them.
Was that group, all the participants, were they all tattoo artists as well?
Yeah, so they're all tattoo artists, but then there was two of them that were just now like starting.
Okay.
And they asked me to before, and they were like, even if I'm not tattooing, do you think it will still help me out? And I'm pretty much gonna go over everything. So you know what I mean. At least you have that in your arsenals for when you do start tattooing. You know what I mean.
Okay,
You know
so they're
some
like
stuff.
just now getting into like drawing.
They were drawing, but they're like barely starting to get tattooing.
Okay.
Like that. Like the dude from Canada, I know he's an apprentice. So he's an apprentice, and then one of the other dudes, I want to say he's an apprentice too.
What made you decide that you wanted to start doing that?
Like the seminars and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I just felt like I had like, cause I'm very open, bro. Like as far as like if people message me on Instagram, like all the time, like they be like, "Yo, what? Like how do you do this? Like how do you do this? Like what do you use? This and that." And I'm very open about it, bro. Like I'll shoot the shit with you. You know, I'll be like, "Hey, I do it like this. This is the materials I use." And then I feel like I did that so often, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I can teach a class. You know, maybe people would be interested in pulling up over here and in person doing it. You know, and so
From a whole other country.
yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
That's what really kind of like tripped me out. I was like, fuck,
Yeah, that's
like,
wild.
yeah, and so that's what it really was. You know, I just wanted to do it in person. You know, and then go from there. But yeah, it was really dope turnout, bro. It was super dope.
That's fire. Do you have a lot of clients from out of state that come to get work done here?
Yeah, I would say probably like it's like maybe like 50-50.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like I have clients come from all over, like Florida, California, like other states. Yeah.
Are they people that you've like met in your travels or anything before, or is it just off like socials and they're like, I'm coming to Phoenix?
Yeah, just Instagram, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. That's like literally 90% of it is just straight through Instagram. They'll book their appointment, they're there, and I'm like, oh, where are you from? Oh, I came from fucking Atlanta. Like in 1 week, I tattooed 4 people from Atlanta. And it was crazy how they were all in the same week. I didn't even know it.
Was it like Super Bowl week or something?
It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy, bro.
That's wild. Like, what are the steps you took to be able to like build your IG up to that level to where you're getting clients from all around the country?
I mean, honestly, I
to
felt
come
like,
to you even.
Yeah, I felt like I just wanted to stand out, bro. Like how I was saying earlier, I just wanted to like put something out there that I felt like not everybody was doing. You know, like do it differently, do it to where, you know, I was getting that traction. And then as far as like my Instagram and stuff, I just kept posting content, bro. Like content after content. Like for a long time, I was doing 2 posts a day. And I had like my timing, my schedule, you know, like in the AM and at night, and then just let it run up. And even if it was the same tattoo, like it'd be like a picture of the tattoo I did,
different picture of it.
Yeah, and then later that night,
picture of
it'd be like a different angle, him talking on the phone, but his arms tatted.
Yeah.
So it was just like content. Like I never paid for promoting or nothing.
Like you got like 40,000 followers.
Almost, yeah, almost. It was just all naturally, like yeah.
That speaks to the art, man.
Thanks, man.
Like if you're like, I'm not doing anything special in the fucking algorithm, but
Yeah.
people are seeing the tattoos and they're just like,
and yeah, and then just posting every bit of it, you know, like posting the marker part, posting the tattoo, posting me doing the tattoo. You know,
I did
like,
start notice when you started doing those reels, you like marking people up with the marker and shit. I was like, yeah, these are good. Like I was like, these are good videos. Like I'll watch every one of these. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I tell like all my homies and shit. I'm like, people are interested in every piece of that. Like they don't want to just see the tattoo. They want to see the process. They want to see how you did leading up to it.
Yeah, every single part of it, dude. You can make a piece of content from that shit.
Exactly.
Make a reel from it. Make something from it.
Yeah, content is king, bro. You know, like, honestly, if you're always posting and staying active, then you know what I mean. There ain't no failing in that.
It's important, and I think for as many of us as came up in a life where like we didn't want cameras around, you know what I mean? We didn't want to tell people about what we were doing or what we were getting into. Like all y'all at the shop are fucking like good at social media, you know what I mean? Like you guys are really fucking good at it. Like you guys pick that shit up quick. I can see it like just from following you. Like I can see the evolution of you just like discovering new things about the internet or like social media and being like, oh, I could do this too.
Yeah.
Oh, people want to see this. Oh, people want to do this. Oh, so like, props to you, man, because a lot of people will see that shit and they'll see it, they'll acknowledge it, they'll accept it, and they won't act on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I think You do a really good job of that. I think Paul does a good job of that. I think all the guys do a good job of that.
Appreciate it, bro.
So like it's cool to hear that like you're inspired enough to want to inspire other people. Cause like I always try and touch on that in like any interview I do with any sort of artist, creative, anything like that. It's like we're the ones who I believe are chosen to inspire everybody else. And I think that's why a lot of times like you'll have a vision and nobody else around you can see it.
Yeah.
Because it's like they weren't picked to be able to see that. You know what I mean? They weren't picked to be able to bring all this beautiful shit to life.
Yeah.
And like your work for sure, like it evokes emotion. Like,
thanks, bro.
Yeah, there's something, I don't know what it is. There's just something about like, if I'm scrolling down my feed, I know what one of your posts looks like before I know it's you.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, just like the way you do shit, the way you could tell that like you care about, we were talking about this with the cats over at Endless Vault Studios. It's stuff called interdisciplinary.
Yeah.
And it's when you take all like the practices and like traditions of one thing that you do and you just apply it to something else. So it's like you take the discipline of being a tattoo artist, having a schedule, having to adhere to that schedule, having to be on time. You already know how to do that to post to social media now. So now you also know how to run a social media account. And it's like that, like you said, it's like you weren't doing nothing crazy. You weren't paying for no ads, nothing. You're just consistent, taking a little bit of time, putting a little bit of effort in it. Yeah. And just caring a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
You know what I mean? And then like it just helps you guys deliver art on a high level.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
A really high level, man. But
I see it as like this is all I got, bro. So like, you know what I mean? I have to continuously be growing. Like that's what it's all about, growth, you know what I mean? Like if you're not getting with the social media, if you're not doing whatever, in a sense, like not bandwagoning, but at the same time, it's like you kind of have to get with the program or you get left. So it's like, get with the times, you know what I mean? Social media is the times, like content, all that stuff. It all matters, you know what I mean? It's all, the more you put into your craft, the more you're going to get out of it. So it's like, it all comes full circle at the end, you know? So that's how I see it. And yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. Have you ever thought about opening up your own shop?
I mean, yes and no. Like, as far as like,
who's that? Is that you?
No, I don't think it's me. I'm
They got it.
it's that guy.
What'd I say? Have you ever thought about opening your own shop?
I mean, yes and no. Like, I'm kind of like, after being in a shop for so many years, it's like, I kind of have my vision as far as like something private, you know, something to where I could have my own thing and not really have to like worry about other people as far as like what they got going on in their lives and shit. Not that I'm saying like that it's wrong or nothing, but just
something
the way
a little more exclusive.
Yeah, something where I can really focus on myself. You know, I feel like I've gotten to a point where I just want to focus because I want to get the best quality, and that's all that matters. Just having the best quality, the best version of yourself. So I just see it like that, like something private, something to where I could just zone out and not really kind of deal with the outside world.
You're definitely like that. I've definitely observed that from being at the shop a few times, where it's like when Beez is working on something, Beez is working on something. You don't even know he's there. Like you don't even know you're in the building type shit unless you like when you're there when he walks in. Yeah. Because then you're like, what up? And then you go sit down and you're just working, man. So like I could definitely see you having like a one room type spot where it's like, no, this is just tattoos by Beez type shit. And it's like there's a lobby, waiting room, and if you're lucky, you get to go back and get tattooed. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that, man. What these seminars? I'm really interested in these seminars. Do you think this is something that you want to be doing on some sort of regular basis moving forward, or is it just gonna kind of be like, I'll do it when I feel like it type deal?
Yeah, just because, like, you know what I mean, like, just every once in a while, maybe not have it like a regular thing. I don't want to like oversaturate it and shit, you know, because I know my other homie, he does seminars too. Angel's Tattoo, he does lettering seminars, and I actually went to one of his lettering seminars, and so I mean, yeah, just kind of every once in a while, maybe, you know what I mean, give people like an opportunity to get in there and kind of learn some shit. But yeah,
you could Do you offer subscriptions on your IG?
Not yet, no. Not
I was
yet.
gonna say you could probably do that, and then instead of hosting seminars, you
Mhm.
could just do like seminar type little videos, like
Yeah.
short ones,
Mhm.
and just have those on there just for subscribers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've thought about it. Yeah, like my other homies be doing the subscriptions and stuff like that.
It's a fucking
Yeah.
it's tricky.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
tricky shit.
It is for sure.
They're making this
Yeah.
shit complicated to make money now.
Yeah, and it's cool because the seminars, they actually, it's like an in person. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they feel like they're more like in tune. You know what I mean? And start
It's
instead
much
of
more
just,
special.
yeah,
It's much more intimate.
Mhm.
It's more personal. There's clearly just you there.
yeah,
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 I could feel that for sure.
yeah. It was cool, and I had like my homie, he has like a taco vending business, and he was right there feeding everyone with the tacos and
Oh,
shit. It
even
was
better.
cool. Yeah, it was tough.
Oh, that's a vibe then.
It was cool, bro. Yeah.
You said the next one's September?
Yeah, I want to do it in September. So maybe like towards the end of September.
That'll be at the new spot then.
Yeah, we'll be moved by then. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm still plotting on it. You know, I'm still thinking about it. I want to do stuff differently. When the other one went really, really smooth, so with the next one, I gotta come with some heat. You know, I gotta
Yeah.
step it up a little bit more.
Yeah, well, shit, we got a big ass venue space
Yeah.
if you need it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh man, Tattoo Beez, bro. It's been a pleasure.
Oh yeah, bro.
It's been a pleasure, man. We've
Appreciate
been
it,
needing to
man.
get you in here for a long time. We're gonna come shoot a vlog at the shop here. One of these days, it'll either be before or after y'all get to the new spot.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm ready.
But yeah, I've been trying to make it a whole thing with everybody where we all go get tattooed and vlog all day and
That'd be
shit.
sick. That'd be sick.
Like get interviewed
Yeah.
while we're getting tatted, or
Mhm.
interview y'all while we're getting tatted
Yeah.
type shit.
That way, you know, your viewers can see what
Yeah.
the vibe is over there. And shit.
Yeah, man, because it's a special place, dude.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Like I fucking love that place.
Thanks, bro.
You know the days I've been over
Yeah.
there and I didn't even have no appointment. I was just
For
like,
real.
"What up, y'all? I brought food."
Just everyone's kicking it, having a good time. You know.
Hell
fucking-
yeah, smoking up,
Yeah, bro.
bro. Tell everybody where they can find you at, so that they know where they can find you at.
Shit, I mean, you can catch me on Instagram at tattoo_Beez with the BEEZ. Yeah, catch me on there. That's pretty much my only platform I'll be on. So.
Bussin'. Crazy content, man. If you're in the area, if you're looking to get tattooed, man, incredible artist right here.
Thanks, bro.
Incredible work, passion, innovation. Like what these dudes have been doing these last few years is shit like I ain't never seen.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro.
You know, it's like-minded people. They active. They are very active. I remember seeing these fools digging up the floors themselves. You know what I mean? Scraping up tile and shit, painting the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
All that shit, man. Make sure y'all follow Tattoo Beez. Make sure y'all follow Mi Vida Letras at Mi Vida Letras on Instagram. Follow Paul Rax. Follow the whole squad,
Yeah.
man. Once again, it's your boy C Leach. Definition of active. Be kind. Stay active. We out.
Peace.